Hey, my name is 𝗣𝗟𝗨𝗦, and I absolutely love helping people connect with their calling and all the tools they need to kick roadblocks and excuses right out the door so they can cultivate the life they dream about. If you want to launch, grow, pivot, or scale your Etsy shop, or you've always wanted to develop the mindset and skills to run your own business, then I'm your girl. I've had that entrepreneurial spirit going strong since my very first lemonade stand, and now I'm a work-at-home mama with multiple online companies and a full-time Etsy shop, all while being present with my kids for the everyday chaos and most important milestones. On this podcast, we'll talk about all things business, mindset, Etsy, creativity, dazzling our customers, and so much more. There's plenty of room at this table for you, so scooch on in and let's go. I'm holding nothing back. Welcome to How to Sell Your Stuff on Etsy. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, welcome back to the show this week. I am tickled pink to hang out with you guys again today. And this is such a power-packed episode, you guys. Some of you are about to get the keys that you really need to kick your Etsy shop into high gear. And I'm excited. I can remember my own breakthrough moment like this where I got these kinds of tools and everything changed. So before we jump into today's topic, I just want to tell you real quick about a little giveaway that I'm running in case you didn't catch it on last week's episode. So I am an Etsy coach. So I'm a podcaster, I'm on TikTok, I'm a coach, and I have courses. And right now I am giving away 2 free 30-minute Zoom coaching sessions to you guys. And I'm so excited because I just love hearing your ideas. I get so excited. You have no idea how much I love it. And you're my literal sunshine. I get excited to hear and to encourage you and to help you connect dots. Watching you succeed is such a joy. So for the next 3 weeks, I'm inviting you to rate and write a review for the podcast. That's all you have to do. And anyone who does so will be entered into a drawing to win one of those free 30-minute one-on-one Etsy coaching sessions with me. I will pick 2 winners. They're each going to get 30 minutes on Zoom, and you can ask your biggest Etsy questions. So I will announce the winners on February 17th episode. So make sure you tune in. You know, Apple Podcast isn't going to give me your contact information when you write the review. I'm just going to be able to see that the review is there with your username and what you wrote. So I'm going to read the reviews live here on the podcast that those 2 winners wrote. And I'll invite them to reach out to me to schedule their free session at that point. So if you already wrote a review in the past, before I launched this little giveaway, you're amazing. And you can also enter the drawing. All you need to do is email me a written testimonial that I can put on my website about the podcast, about anything that you've interacted with me on. And you can send it to 𝗣𝗟𝗨𝗦@yahoo.com. That will be linked down in the show notes for you to just grab that email so you don't have to worry about typing it. Copy, paste. I'm not leaving anyone out. You can absolutely join the fun. So for those of you who already entered the giveaway with your reviews, I see you. Thank you. Woohoo. It's been a lot of fun. And it's been a fun way to interact with you guys. I'm excited. So moving along, because we've just got stuff to cover today. When I first started my Etsy shop, you guys, it took me a good 6 months to a year to really start selling with consistency. That is normal. It is not normal when people are a breakaway. And if they are, it's because they've had experience somewhere else. So for someone brand new to selling online, it's normal. But once I got there, I was able to grow and I was able to get it consistent, because the good news is once you figure out a few keys for your niche and your product, it is not hard to replicate and grow once you get those keys. So we'll see what you think of this. I think it's like learning how to keep a plant alive, or starting a new job, or becoming a parent for the very first time. In the beginning, you are flying blind and you'll probably make plenty of mistakes, like cue all the dead plants, okay? But you gather some skills and resources and confidence, and eventually these things become natural. We all are beginners at something all the time. But I swear, even you black thumbs out there who are thinking, not me, I kill a plant by just looking at it. I used to be that way too. And then I just decided, and I learned a few secret keys, I should say. And now it's rare that I kill a plant these days. I sometimes fail, but sometimes I still fail in business. That's normal. But my home is filled with plants that are alive, and it's a glorious thing. So as I planned today's episode, I tried to gather like a golden list, okay? Some tools that can really help you next level your Etsy business. I like to say these are the secret tools that like the really top-notch, big-time Etsy sellers use that take them to the next level. There are some of these little secrets, okay? So whether you're listening today and you haven't even started yet, you're just thinking about it, or you're a few years deep with some experience and you're just here to see if there's any nuggets you can gather, help you level up a bit, there's something here for you. I only had a few of these in my first year on Etsy, these tools that I'm going to share, and I really wish I'd known about every single one of them. I mean, looking back, it could have been faster, it could have been easier, I could have been wiser. And truth be told, actually, many of these tools are newer. They weren't around when I got started. They're only a few years old now. So this is the key. You're in an advantage with everything that's available today. I always want you to feel empowered, when we spend time together, when you listen to the podcast, like you've got the tools, you've got some inspiration, you know what's possible. And all you need to do is just connect some dots, because it's the truth. Like, that's the great news. With all the tools available today and all of the shoppers on Etsy, there's way more now than when I got started, like orders of magnitude more. This is the best time ever to jump on board and have success. I know that the haters are going to tell you it's too saturated or no one can get an edge. No, literally thousands of new Etsy sellers each year completely go full-time, replace their income, leave their teaching job, leave their engineering job, add a second income to their home. It happens every day. So, are you guys ready to dive in? Are you ready for some of these secrets? I mean, let's do it. So here are 10 incredible tools that will change the game for your Etsy shop. I can't wait to see which ones are your favorites. So the first one is ultra fun. I had to start with this one. People, we know this. They shop on Etsy for the unique experience of getting something handmade or custom or special, and it's packaged with care and just like way more meaningful than an average purchase, right? Like, that's the whole point. So since we Etsy sellers are completely obsessed with our packaging, right? We waste way more time on our packaging. We probably should be more focused on photography, but I digress. We know how much thoughtful packaging just improves that customer experience and their unboxing experience. And so I'm really excited to introduce to you this brand. It's our number one tool. It's called No Issue. And it's one word, and they spell it with a lowercase n, Noissue, No Issue. And No Issue makes eco-friendly, eco-friendly and customizable packaging that is totally affordable for small businesses and Etsy sellers, unlike so many others out there. So hello, next level branding for your shop. And that means that you can get a design that you created, or something gorgeous you find on Canva, or your logo, or whatever you like. You're going to get it physically printed on your packaging materials from them. And if you are not naturally gifted at design, which is 100% me, by the way, they have great tools right on the site to help you. It's pretty foolproof. So they've literally got everything you need for packaging, from tissue paper, washi tape, poly mailers, stamps, stickers, boxes, food safe paper. If you sell food, I could go on and on. They have everything. And y'all need to know that my clients regularly rave about this company. It is the best way to up your branding game, set your shop apart by leveling up that customer experience. We know how special that is. Not to mention your photo possibilities. Like, when you get this new cute packaging materials, you're going to have a whole new level of pictures you can add to your stash. So if you've been buying your tissue paper at Walmart and your poly mailers on Amazon, try No Issue instead. It's still affordable. It's so much cuter. And hello, eco-friendly. The earth will thank you for making that choice. So you can grab their link in my bio, and you are welcome. You're going to love them as much as I do. Number 2, this is not going to work for every business. However, we have to talk about it because it will work for many of you. And once I figured this out for myself, my workload, man, it got way lighter. And it is mockups. Number 2 is mockups. So a mockup is just a picture of your base product without the design on it yet. So if you sell mugs, it would be the basic picture of the mug before your design is added onto it. Or if you sell t-shirts, it would be a styled picture of a blank t-shirt before the design is added. Do you get it? So another one would be like a staged sticker, like maybe a circular one. They're all circular, and you put it on a water bottle or a laptop, and you just take a picture of the blank sticker without the design on it. So you can see why this wouldn't work for everyone, but if it works for your product, like jump on this, right? Because then you've just got these basic stock photos you can use again and again to create your designs. So as many of you know, for the past 6+ years, I have run a wood sign shop. We sell a farmhouse style sign with painted lettering on it. And in the beginning, I did not know about mockups. You guys, I was slow to the party about everything. So if you feel like you're behind, please don't worry. You can still make hundreds of thousands of dollars on Etsy like I have and not really know what you're doing. You're going to get there. I didn't know about mockups, so I literally painted an example of every single sign I wanted to try and sell. And then I had a photo shoot for it. And then I stored it somewhere in my house. I mean, like, oh, the inventory. Then I, would create the Etsy listing. There were so many steps to this, and it stunk because not every design sold. And it took a ton of time and space. But eventually I figured out, the base of the sign is the same every single time, right? Maybe I've got 1 to 5 options, but it's otherwise the same. And so then B, I'm like, well, I create the lettering for the sign using Canva, and I just like save that file to my computer. So later I cut a stencil to do the painting. It's that, that's easy to do digitally. What if I took great pictures of the painted blank sign and I just saved that mock-up picture to my computer? Then when I want to test a new design to see if it'll even sell, I can just digitally put my lettering on the sign using Canva, make it look like the finished product because I knew I could duplicate that quality. I was using a stencil. And then I just used that picture on Etsy. And I didn't even have to paint a sign until it sold. And then, once I painted it, one for an actual order, I could snag a few extra pictures if I wanted to. Usually I didn't need to. My stock mock-up photos work great, but I could add some extra to the listing if I wanted to. So I ended up saving time, saving space, saving money, like no one's business. And then the next level up for me, and this might apply to you as well, is when I wanted to diversify my photograph a bit, change up, have some other options, especially for social media. That next step was I bought really gorgeous mock-up pictures from better photographers. Like, it took a bit more skill because now I had to put a picture of the actual sign, like, have a transparent, just the sign, harder than it sounds. And also, so put that on that mock-up photo and like create a drop shadow and then digitally put the lettering on there. So it took an extra step, although way easier than being an amazing photographer if you're like me and it's just not your thing. Some of you are amazing and that's all you need to worry about. That's fine. But some of us, we need help, and mock-ups are amazing. So I was able to use much more professional looking photos doing that, and it was a game changer. So consider this if you can, if it applies to you. The 2 best places to buy mock-ups for your Etsy products are Etsy. And then creativemarket.com is another great one. I will have both of those listed in the show notes for you to grab easily. Number 3, since I just talked about it a bunch of times, number 3 is canva.com. I know most of you are probably very familiar with Canva by now, so I will make this brief, but there are a number of listeners who've never heard any of this before. They're just thinking about Etsy, and I want to make sure I'm thorough. So Canva.com is a website and an app for your phone that will help you create things like logos, social media graphics, your Etsy header for the top of your shop, like that banner that's the banner graphic. You can finalize your listing photos if you need to make some tweaks to them. Just all things graphic design. This is a very easy tool. So also, if you're selling or you're considering selling a digital product, which is something you don't mail, just it's a file that a buyer downloads, Canva will be a powerful tool for creating and designing those products as well. You can do almost anything you would want to digitally there in Canva. It's incredibly user-friendly, you guys, and it's going to help you make really gorgeous graphics. Even if it's not your forte like me, they really make it easy. And it's intuitive and user-friendly. And most of all, you will be able to do everything you need to do on there for free. They have a paid version, but there is no reason you should need that, especially out of the gate. So you can use the free version and get going. So just a slightly more advanced tip for my friends who already use Canva like a boss. I recently discovered the beauty of using the videos that Canva has in the elements section. They'll have like stock photos, but they'll also have videos. I use them to create video pins. So consider it, because just like everywhere else, Pinterest is loving video in their algorithm right now. And you can grab one of Canva's stock videos, put some text and your logo and whatever else on it, and you'll have a really solid pin in 2 minutes flat. That is a video file. So if that was over your head, don't worry about it. But some of you are like, oh my gosh, game changed. And so I hope that's helpful. Canva.com, or you can grab my link down in the show notes if you would like to do that to support the show. It's up to you. Number 4. This is my SEO, or search engine optimization, secret weapon. And it's called 𝗟𝗟𝗦𝗧. Okay, here's the deal. If we really boil Etsy success down to the basics, you have to A, have a product that people are actually buying right now. B, your photos have to stand out in the search results. And C, basic SEO. Now, don't let SEO scare you. I have definitely felt intimidated by it because I am not the most analytical and detailed person in the world. I can hang, but But SEO is actually much easier than it sounds, especially with a tool like 𝗟𝗟𝗦𝗧. It makes it kind of foolproof, and you can totally figure this out. So just to break it down, for those of you who may be new to it, SEO is very simply, it's the exact words that your perfect customer would use to describe your product. That's it. You just need to know what words they type into the Etsy search when they're looking for your product. And you'll also hear this sometimes referred to as keywords, like SEO or keywords. When I first got started, I thought I knew exactly what mine should be, and I was so wrong. So don't assume that you know what they are until you've really done the research. So the way that you figure out what your keywords should be is to do a really, really deep dive into your niche on Etsy, and by checking like current marketplace trends. But the absolute best tool for this on Etsy is called 𝗟𝗟𝗦𝗧, and it's a monthly service you pay for, just like $10 a month, and they have been gracious enough to give me a discount code for you. So this is something that you will use continually, ongoing. It's not just a one-time tool. Every time you have a new listing to post, you will use it. When you want to see if there are new terms people are using for your product, this is going to help you. If there are new trends in your niche, 𝗟𝗟𝗦𝗧 is going to find them for you. It's basically your best bet to quickly mine data from Etsy to figure out how to help your shop and your listing sell more. So basically what you do is you connect 𝗟𝗟𝗦𝗧 to Etsy, like just Etsy.com. It's not connected to your actual shop. It's through a simple Chrome extension. It's a little button you click. It's so easy. And then everything you search on Etsy, 𝗟𝗟𝗦𝗧 will tell you, number 1, how many people have searched for it in the past month. Wouldn't that be helpful to know if people are actually looking for your product with your keyword? Number 2, what other words they search for that are like it. And usually 𝗟𝗟𝗦𝗧 gives you hundreds of other like word combinations. Number 3, how many other shops or listings include it? You need to know what that competition is, right? Because if you are brand new in an enormous pond, you're going to need to find a creative way to actually get, to stand out there. Number 4, it's also going to help you figure out what pricing is best for the product and so much more. Like, honestly, it's crazy pants how much this tool will do. If you want a little sneak peek into what it can do, I would too. And I have a short YouTube video that I made for you. It's going to be linked in the show notes. I just brought you into my back office of my membership and showed some examples of how to use it. Just real simple and short. I think every Etsy seller should have it. It's totally worth it. It's going to help you big time. It'll save you time. And you get to start with a free 3-day trial too. So if you grab my link in the show notes, if you go beyond the trial, you can get 20% off of your membership if you use my code. So that is a huge win for you. The code in all lowercase is howtosellyourstuff. If you are more of an auditory person and you hate show notes, but since we're going through so many tools today, the show notes are going to be like a gold mine with like coupon codes and links, just make things easy for you. So that is there for you. Check out the YouTube video. By the way, all of my podcasts are also on YouTube. It took me a few episodes before I was confident enough to do video, but you can actually see me flailing around and acting a fool I record out in my travel trailer. So you can actually watch if you prefer that kind of experience. I don't know how engaging that is, but at least sometimes you probably enjoy it. So there you go. Number 5 is trend finders. This is another piece of gold that I wish I had known in the beginning. And this was there. I just didn't know about it. I was just green. I didn't know. So since I mentioned finding trends in that last segment, let me elaborate here. As you're planning out your Etsy shop, you need to be mindful of the current trends for your niche. If you can sell something that rides one of these trends, you can see a lot more business come your way. A little off script note here. So in 2020, in April, the world was shut down. We were all moving towards masks, but it was something you couldn't really get, right? Everything was sold out on Amazon. It wasn't everywhere like it is now. Etsy literally sent out an email to like a lot of their big shop owners. It may have gone to everyone. I don't even know. It was like an all hands on deck. And it was like, we will give you incentive if you sell like handmade masks. And the people who jumped on that trend and found a way to do it cost effectively, fast, and get them out, oh my gosh, they completely just, that's an example of a trend, right? It went bananas. Everyone was buying masks. So also, though, just be prepared. Like this one will one day, hopefully, trends end. So ride it, but be prepared to expand and pivot like near the end of it so that, or hopefully in advance to that, so that you don't go from feast to famine in your sales. The best places to track the current trends are, one, searching through Etsy. So super easy. Look for listings and shops in your niche on Etsy and watch for the ones that have a bestseller badge or a popular now badge. It's going to show up right on the listing in the feed, in the search results. If you're looking through an Etsy shop itself, which is a great thing to do, if you find one that has tons of sales, like pay attention to what they do. You'll have to actually click on the actual listing to see if they have a bestseller or popular now badge. It's not going to show on the main page. So that has tripped me up more than once. I'm like, there's no bestsellers and they have like 1 million sales. And then I click on one, near in their featured section. And sure enough, it is a bestseller. So just click through. So pay attention to products that have these badges, because it does mean that they're selling a ton right now. They may be riding a trend. You never want to copy them because it's just not ethical. And you can get in major, major, major trouble, but use these as inspiration for sure. They can inspire your own shop, and you can think to yourself, how can you create something that would also fit this trend? It actually is an advantage to set yourself apart a little bit within the trend. Okay, so the next one is to find more trend locators. So watch Etsy's trending now page. I only found out about this recently. I felt like such an amateur in that moment in time, but I'm a big Etsy searcher. Like I like to data mine by going through shops. But this was cool too. Especially if you have no idea what you want to sell yet. This will the Etsy's trending now page will constantly update, and you'll be able to see in real time lots of products that are popular and selling right now. So you can use that as inspiration and get a sense of what trends are happening. You can find it by going to etsy.com, and in the search bar, if you type trending now as one word, like no space in between, you can find it that way, or I will direct link it in the show notes for you. So you can just, if you'd rather go that way. And then the other way to find trends is you can use Google Trends. So this is a great place to see a bigger picture of the market and what industries and products are big and where, because geography matters. And you can find this tool at trends.google.com. And again, linked for you in the show notes. Number 6, this is another huge one, CraftKit. CraftKit. It's craftkit.app, and it is a compliant way to email your past and present Etsy customers. If you've been around for a while, if you hung around me at all, you have heard me tell you again and again, you shouldn't put all your eggs in the Etsy basket, right? You've heard me say this. I generally recommend that people who are brand new to running their business, to running any kind of business, you should start with an Etsy shop because it's much easier. But also as you start, you need to build an email list too. And then long term, if you really, you want to grow and grow and grow, you're going to get your own site as well. That would be a natural progression for most people. But truly, I can't stress this enough. From the earliest point possible in your business, you need to start building an email list. You can get shut down by Etsy. You can just need to leave Etsy. Terms or conditions could change that make it so you can't sell what you do on Etsy. You need to have an asset. You need to have a customer base that you can take with you, because the biggest gift that Etsy gives us is the marketplace where people are shopping for our products. When you start your own shop and you have to figure out how to do that yourself, it is much harder. So a compliant way to start collecting emails using Etsy is a service called CraftKit, and it's a tool that integrates, again, compliantly, directly with your Etsy shop. It's going to pull over your customer's email address. It's going to automatically communicate with them. It's going to auto send certain messages, and it's also going to start inviting them to join your email list. It makes it super easy. So they're going to get used to receiving communication from you this way and open the door for future communication. Because Etsy's rule is this: during an Etsy transaction, you have every permission to email the customer, transactional stuff. But once it is over, you cannot continue communicating with them unless they give you their permission. So this does that for you. You can set up all of your messages, the really standard ones to go out automatically. You can set up a drip campaign going forward, so that when people join your list, you're going to keep the system is just going to keep sending them emails at whatever interval you set so that they remember you and they think about you and they come back and shop from you. So check it out. I've got a link for you from CraftKit as well. They have graciously provided a 50% off discount for your first 3 months with the coupon code SMILEY, SMILEY, and they have a 14-day free trial, which is so generous. So grab the link from the show notes if you'd like it, but also I know that this one's a little harder to get your head around, so I did create a YouTube tutorial for this one as well. And you can find that linked in the show notes and you can see actually how it works. And I do my best to talk my way through it. And it'll show you more of the ins and outs. So if you want some specifics to see what you're signing up for. Number 7 is social media. Some of this is intuitive and some of it isn't. Okay, so promoting on TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and Instagram. If you want to get some major new eyes on your products, like not just depend on what Etsy sends you, which is so helpful, I'm so grateful for it. But if you want to also create your own pond and upsize your Etsy business, I really recommend you choose 1 to 2 social media platforms to promote your products on. I personally think that TikTok is a huge opportunity for you. You do not have to dance. You do not have to point. You do not have to lip sync any of that unless you want to. But Etsy sellers who have a really interesting process for creating their product, they often blow up on TikTok and they get a ton of sales that way. I'm working on some guests to come on here and tell you their stories about this because it is a powerhouse tool. And I think, here's the thing, I think it's one of the few platforms right now that actually has an algorithm that can allow you to really break out from nothing. So consider TikTok. That's not really possible anywhere else. It's much harder everywhere else. Pinterest is also such a tried and true platform for Etsy products. And this year they are so focused on e-commerce. It's like the whole world has opened up for us on Pinterest and it was already great. So product-based businesses have a huge opportunity. If you'd like to learn more detail on how to use Pinterest to help build your Etsy shop, you can check out podcast episode 8. And I talk about this in great detail. The whole episode is about Pinterest. So look up episode 8 or grab it from the show notes. And stay tuned because in just a few weeks, I have a guest lined up for you who literally works for a Pinterest marketing firm. And she is going to teach us, like I will have a notepad and pen ready for this one. She's going to teach us so much about the 2022 version of Pinterest because it has changed quite a bit the past couple of years. And she's going to show us how we can really build our shops with it. So make sure you are subscribed and make sure you come back because that one is, we've really got some amazing episodes coming up that are going to knock your socks off. So, and this is going to sound strange. Like I also highlight LinkedIn here. That might not immediately make sense. And it probably doesn't make sense for all shops. But what I want you to know is that LinkedIn has the virality now that Facebook did in 2012. So you can get your post in front of a lot more LinkedIn people for free than on Facebook or Instagram. So chew on that. Is there a way that your product could be positioned for posting on LinkedIn? And I'll mention Instagram briefly here. I think it's good to have a presence on Instagram, mostly because that's the first place that people are generally going to look you up. So have it, but also if you have a TikTok and, which I really recommend, if you have a TikTok, you can't put a link on your profile, like to your Etsy shop until you have over 1,000 followers, but you can link your Instagram account right there. So, and you know that your Instagram has a link, right? So you can have your Etsy shop link on your Instagram profile and use TikTok and Etsy in tandem. And frankly, right now, Instagram is all about Reels, which is like that short form video content like TikTok. And secondarily, they're all big about the stories. I personally leverage my TikToks into Reels. It's basically all I post on Instagram most of the time. And shout out to my amazing client, Preston Cox. By the way, he has a hysterical Etsy shop called Levity Print Co., where he sells funny and very sweary printables. He's got a hysterical sense of humor. But he clued me into this site, like /app that's called Snaptik, SNAPTIK. I will link his shop and that link down there as well for you to grab. But on that site, you can actually take get the link to a TikTok and put it in there, and then it will convert it and you can download it without the TikTok logo. So that makes it better to share on Instagram, because apparently you will get more engagement without the TikTok branding, because Instagram will show it to more people. They don't like to see the TikTok branding. So little tip for you, Preston, you're amazing. And thank you for helping us all with that. Number 8 is pirate ship for shipping. Okay, so I actually haven't tried this one yet, because sometimes I can be a slow adopter. I really can. It's embarrassing, but I am so going to, because my clients and frankly the whole freaking internet raves about pirate ship. So this is a shipping service that again integrates right into your Etsy shop. So instead of using Etsy for shipping or going to USPS.com, pirate ship loads in your customer info automatically for each order. So yay, you don't have to like copy and paste or type every single address. But you get your shipping labels through pirate ship, and they can save you up to 89% off of USPS and 76% off of UPS, which is insane. Like if you have a product like mine that costs a bundle to ship, like these kinds of savings, they're not just worth it, they're like critical. That is, shipping has become such a problem for a lot of sellers. So there is no monthly fee. There is no hidden cost or markup. It's just cheaper shipping labels. So what more can we ask for? Like, thank you. Like the clouds have parted and the rainbow and sun are out and it is a good day. I have clients who say that the difference in shipping prices between Etsy shipping, which does give us a discount, and pirate ship are insane. They've done the math and they've tested it and they are strong believers. So there you have it. I'm handing you this gift. You can go look them up and you can start literally on your next order at pirateship.com, which will be linked for you in the show notes. Number 9 is Google Analytics. If you love data, you will love this. Like Etsy stats definitely give us some great information, right? About our shop, our views, our listings, our favorites, whatnot. But if you want a lot more data, like a lot more information, and you might enjoy spying on your Etsy shop to see when people are visiting in real time and where they are in the world, then you will love integrating your Google Analytics with your Etsy shop. This one, I'm going to be transparent, it's going to take a little more tech savvy than all of the others, but I mean, there are people on Fiverr who could help. There are so many people who could help you. There have to be a million tutorials out there on YouTube and Google for doing this, but just do a quick search and they'll walk you through the setup. But basically, like it'll go into the back office, integrate with your Etsy site, and give you just tons and tons and tons more detail. So I will have the link down in the show notes for you to grab to start setting up your Google Analytics and see if you feel like you can do it or if you want to get some help. And wrapping up here, this is our last incredible tool. Number 10 is photo editing apps. This one took me a minute to figure out also. So I have used these a ton to enhance my product pictures and make little tweaks to help my products look their best. I'm going to give you my 3 favorites that I swear by, and they are all for your smartphone. I will link them in the show notes for you. How many times can I say that in one episode? My most used app is called Afterlight. This is my favorite app for enhancements. So I can tweak the brightness or make the image more crisp or just all the standard edits to up-level a photo. This is the one I use. I also love Facetune. And I use this one for the whiten feature if I want to whiten my teeth a bit in like a picture. Or it has a details feature, which will allow you to focus on like a particular spot of an image and make that exact spot more crisp. So you could just, rather than crisping the entire photo, you could just go over your product and just make it look more crisp by focusing on that. And then I also love Facetune for removing objects. So sometimes I'll take the perfect product picture, and then I realized there's like our Hershey's Kiss wrapper or something hiding in the corner, like thanks to my 6-year-old. And you'd think I would notice ahead of time, but I told you already, details are not my forte. And with this app, I can just remove it right out of the picture without having to retake it. It just has a little tool that you can just take it right out. So it is gold. And finally, I love Adobe Lightroom. And I use this one most often for the presets, like more in my lifestyle pictures. So when I put photos up on a website or on Instagram, maybe, then I'll sometimes use the presets that I have in Lightroom from 𝗗𝗜𝗏𝗧. I mean, there are so many more you can get. You can buy on Etsy and all over the internet so many amazing presets, or you can create your own. Again, this is not my forte. So I got them from 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗧. They were totally free. So please feel free to steal that link. And I'll get that down there for you where you can just, I can read it to you too. It's 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗧.com/3, and it's the number 3 free presets. Again, linked for you, but I use them quite frequently. So there we have it, y'all. 10 incredible tools that will change the game for your Etsy shop. I hope you took some great notes. And if you didn't, don't worry, because my show notes are thorough and it is all in there for you. You can get all the links, all the discount codes, or a full script actually to this whole talk linked below. And I can't wait to hear what you think. Like, which tools were you just ecstatic about and are going to change the game for you? I want to know, what tools in your tool belt are. Like, what do you make of them? Show me, tell me. So for now, don't forget to rate and review the podcast. A, if you love it, and B, if you'd like to be entered into the giveaway for a free 30-minute coaching session with me. And I will see you next week. Go make something awesome. And that's a wrap on this episode of How to Sell Your Stuff on Etsy. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you're looking for more resources, head on over to howtosellyourstuff.com, where you'll find podcast show notes, all the links from today's episode, the blog, courses, coaching, and more. If this episode was helpful to you, awesome. The greatest compliment I can receive from you is a rate, review, and subscribe on this podcast. Not only will it allow us to connect again on a future episode, it lets me know I'm providing you with value and helps other people find this content more easily. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for your support. Have a great day and see you next time.